There were just a lot of things that didn't exactly go according to plan for the Las Vegas Raiders this year. Like, just, my Raiders are my Vikings. Just was not a good year. It was up and down for the Vikings, mostly good, but for the Raiders, it was rough. But one thing you would have expected to go right is that Maxx Crosby would have at least gotten the opportunity to go to, or at least be named an All-Pro. And yes, I believe he was already a Pro Bowl player. Understand all that, wonderful. Actually, now that I think of it, I'm not sure. But at the end of the day, it doesn't matter because the Pro Bowl is what it is, especially with the Pro Bowl games coming up. But the fact that this man wasn't an All-Pro is a travesty because obviously, yes, and I know we're getting down to the defensive side of things here, but okay. So your main guys as your edge rushers here were Nick Bosa. I mean, you absolutely deserve it. Coming out of the 49ers, he's arguably had the very best season as an edge rusher this year. Can't really debate it. And then there's Micah Parsons, who, yes, I mean, I understand it. I mean, he's also a stud. Did a lot of great things this year. But at least second team. Let's go down here for a second. Okay, so you've got as an edge rusher for the second team All-Pro, you've got Myles Garrett, who for Cleveland, I mean, okay, maybe. I mean, yeah, Myles Garrett was respectable, but he is by no means the same. It doesn't mean the same that Maxx Crosby means for the Raiders. Like Myles Garrett, yes, he's an absolute stud for the Browns. But I mean, I really feel like, when we're talking about defenses, Maxx Crosby means mountains more to his defense. And honestly, I would argue that, you look at those two players, there's a lot of similarities. Both are very good players. If I had to give the edge to one, I would give it sincerely to a guy like Maxx Crosby. I think he's a better run game defender. I think that he's a better all-around player, even though Myles Garrett is an absolute stud. But the one that really gets me, okay, we'll give Myles Garrett the pass because he's a really good player. Understand all that. But Hassan Reddick coming up out of Philadelphia, it's like, okay, he's a very good pass rusher, but I think he was one of the top graded pass rushers according to PFF. But if we're talking about all-around player, putting away the fact that this man had 16 sacks this year, he's an absolute stud, finally getting the recognition that he deserves, absolutely. But to put him over Maxx Crosby, I mean, that's just an absolute travesty because Maxx Crosby was a guy that, in a lot of ways, did so many good things for this Raiders team and led the NFL in tackles for loss. By the way, we'll get into that in just a second. But I mean, just this year, 89 tackles. There are linebackers in the NFL that don't have 89 tackles, and this guy did it as a defensive lineman. He's the heart and soul of that defense, and he is literally public enemy number one that NFL teams have to know where he's at every single snap, like just no matter what it is. Okay, we'll put tackles away for a second. Tackles for loss, 22 in the NFL. Hassan Reddick had 11, literally half of the tackles for loss that Maxx Crosby had. Okay, fine, it is what it is. Okay, sacks, you got him at 12.5 sacks, but PFF grade 90.1. He's one of the top graded edge rushers and really edge defenders, like all around. It's so frustrating because, you could talk about guys like Sailor from the Miami Dolphins, who's actually very respectable. Is it Sealer, whatever. One of the top graded run defenders in the entire NFL, but he's never had more than 5 sacks in his NFL career. Maxx Crosby has consistently been the sack leader for the Raiders and is a guy that, in both ends of the spectrum, both as a pass rusher and as a run defender. Oh, punching my microphone again. He's always the top tier in both of those categories. So the fact that, yes, Hassan Reddick had a great season, absolutely glad he got some recognition, but to put him over Maxx Crosby is a little bit ridiculous because Maxx Crosby was in a lot of ways better than Hassan Reddick in the totality of things. Now, if we're talking about just sacks, clearly Hassan Reddick had really a couple good years here. Really, it was almost a travesty how the Arizona Cardinals used him at first. It was like this dude was clearly a really good pass rusher coming out of college, and you were not using him in that capacity. And now look what the Panthers and everybody else has done with him. I mean, I'm really glad for him. But at the end of the day, Maxx Crosby deserves a lot more credit, and it's just a testament. It's just a testament to how underrated this guy is, really, into how much of the respect he doesn't get because he should be an All-Pro. There's no question on my mind, at least second team. But let us know what you guys think. Make sure you guys like and subscribe down below. Leave a like and a comment. It helps people find the show. We greatly appreciate all the support that we've gotten and continue to get. You guys are all truthfully awesome. We love every single one of you. Down in the description below, you'll find all of our social media platforms. So give us a like and a follow there. Also, remember to give us a listen and sub on iTunes. And finally, if you have anything else you'd like us to cover, send us an email at thesportsbp@yahoo.com or put it in the comment section down below, and we would love to cover it. But let us know what you guys think about Maxx Crosby deserving to be an All-Pro.